Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 50, I believe. I mean, I've just made the thumbnail, so it better be number 50, otherwise I'm going to have to start editing that. But yeah, we are here for Lariat League Wrestling, and it's been a long time since I've recorded some LLW. Life got in the way, but I bulk recorded like a psychopath beforehand, so there's no more gaps. But we're here. We're at Lariat League in London, our weekly TV show. Just recapping what happened in the last episode. If I can remember correctly, I believe that it was the three-way main event. Was it not? Between Drew Galloway, our champion, Joe Anoa'i, and Will Osprey. Drew Galloway coming out the winner of that match. Yet again, he seems unstoppable. Joe Anoa'i post-match just felt, defeated and lost. Out came Madoka Kikuta, New Blood, his global Anoa'i compatriots who viciously turned on him, forming their own team, aka New Blood. And so Anoa'i has had the living shit kicked out of him. He was left in a bloody mess at the end of that show. So we are following on from that craziness. And here we are, of course, for this weekly show where we will get some news about Anoa'i and, of course, New Blood. But just to confirm, our main event in tonight's show is that new team of New Blood as they take on three members of Syndicate. And that is Callum Newman and Lycos Jim. So that's our main event to look forward to. But first, we've got a bunch of other matches as we build towards our next pay-per-view event, which is Ashes to Ashes, which happens in, I think, 4 weeks' time. So yeah. Let's just get booking. Let's get rolling. We're here in the pre-show. Not a very good pre-show match, but we're trying to build up our women's division. I think we've got a really good crop at the top of our women's division. We've got a decent upper mid, and then like our mid card downwards is just kind of trash for a company of our size now. So yeah, and we're going to start doing a lot of pre-show women's matches just to kind of identify who our true mid card is and who our not so mid-card is. I am also on the lookout. There's a number of female wrestlers that I want to bring in. I think Mariah May is close to the end of her contract, so I'll keep an eye on her. I want to bring in Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich again, so when they're interested in talking to me again, I will definitely look to bring them in. We've got Lyra Valkyrie coming in, or Valkyria, whatever it is, but I think she's called Valkyrie on the indie, so we'll probably refer to her as that. So she's coming in soon. We just want to beef up our women's division, especially because we've got the two women's belts now. We want competition all round. But yeah, we're in the pre-show. We've got a decent-ish match here for the level of people. We've got a bunch of originals, Shakara and Zoe Lucas. Decent-ish match. It says poor, but for these women, that's actually not too bad. Zoe Lucas and LA Taylor get the win by defeating Shakara and Kanji in 19 minutes when LA Taylor makes Shakara tap. So looking at the numbers here, Zoe Lucas above everyone else, Kanji following up, and Shakara and LA at the bottom. Do you want to build LA Taylor up? She's young. To be fair, they're all quite young. Actually, I think Zoe's in her mid-30s. I think Shakara's like 25. So we've got some young ones here that can get better, we hope, as the weeks, months, years progress in this local to global series. But yeah, let's move on. We've got another pre-show match, and it is, of course, we're continuing that run of Caveman Ugg as he wins here and defeats Taichi Ozawa, who has been doing pretty well in the numbers. I mean, he's matched Caveman Ugg here. They've both got hardly any popularity, but their in-ring skills are pretty awesome. So yeah, we just got to get that pop-up for a number of people, and, the numbers will just come draining in. But a 66 is pretty good. Caveman Ugg getting the win in 17 minutes with the Splash Mountain's Edge. Also, I just want to point out, Ozawa was someone that I brought in pretty much at the beginning of this series, ages ago. I had teamed up with Gursinder Singh. They were meant to be like the big bads to challenge Ashton Smith. It didn't really work out because Ozawa's numbers weren't the best. But since then, Ozawa has appeared for Progress, Rev Pro, and done a load of British shows, where previously he was exclusive to Japan. So I feel like I'm to thanks for that. I don't know, I'm going to take credit. Like, I feel like someone at Progress watched it and was like, oh, this Ozawa kid's interesting, let's look him up. So yeah, if you see Madoka Kikuta on the British circuit anytime soon, it's because of me. But let's dive straight into the main show as we open with some tag team action. It is the 0121 taking on the KO squad. And yeah, we got some negatives here. So Darius hurt his tailbone and Ogogo was off his game, but Dan Maloney looked excellent out here, which is what we want. You know, the driller is the main focus of this match. And of course, it is the 0121 that get the win. They defeat the KO squad in 22 minutes when Dan Maloney wins with the World Star. Head and shoulders above everyone else, as expected in this. But looking at the numbers, a 76 from Maloney, a 63 from Ogogo, which is pretty good. He's getting better. Levi, Muir, and Darius in the kind of mid-low 50s. Darius, I'm hoping gets better because I really like man like Darius in real life. So when I like them in real life, I want them to be good in this game. Levi Muir as well. His socials are great. I follow all these people on the socials, and you guys should too as well. Levi Muir is loving the Butlins circuit at the moment, which I think is pretty awesome. I'd 100% go to a Butlins if I could, if it guaranteed me meeting some of these people, just for, you know, why not? But like, hey, Levi, you're a team with Anthony Ogogo in my game. Why don't you do that in real life? Wink, wink. But yeah, good win here for the 0121. And post-match, Maloney's got a message. Out comes Zilla as well, who is officially part of the 0121. And Maloney just says that the 0121 are about to get serious. So Maloney, he's kind of sick of losing. He's sick of being the victim of attacks. And yeah, he's made it clear that not just him, but Darius and Zilla, we're going to be taking the matches, everything seriously from now on. There's no mucking about. There's no messing about. We're here to win matches, and that's the end of it. So yeah, lovely little promo here from Maloney. 69, you know, just lifting the segment, got the crowd hotter, which is what we want to see. Following on from this, though, we got a singles action match with Rio, who's kind of looking to build a bit of momentum. She's been putting some good numbers in lately. She's been maybe hard done by in a couple of her losses. But yeah, she's looking to build that momentum, maybe push for one of the two titles that we've got in LLW. And she takes on a former queen of the Lariat League, Heidi Katrina, and defeats her in 21 minutes by pinfall. So Rio with a really nice 64 rating, Heidi with a 53. Not too bad. Heidi was never meant to be a champion, but she had a really good reign nonetheless. And yeah, solid win from Rio, who in real life is killing it on the independent circuit. So yeah, 61, nice. Let's keep going. We take a break from the wrestling here, where William Regal announces that Joe Anoa'i is not here tonight in the building. You know, the crowd are a bit upset about that, and he says that he actually does expect for Anoa'i to be gone for some time after the attack that he received last week or last month, however you want to word it. So this is just our kind of kayfabe way of saying, you know, Anoa'i is going to be gone for a while. We know, because we've seen the emails, he's off to shoot a film or something, so he'll be gone for, annoyingly, 6 months. But hopefully he will be back better and stronger than ever. But for now, we will be Joe Anoa'i-less, you could say. And upon hearing that news, the Anoa'i Global, or what's left of them, have kind of gone into a bit of disarray, because Chaz says that if Joe isn't here, then the Anoa'i Global is dead as far as he's concerned. He's had his beef with El HiHo del Fantasma recently, and decides to just act on it. So he just immediately attacks El HiHo in the locker room, beating him down. Soraya's there trying to break the two of them up, when eventually she manages to push Chaz away from El HiHo. So clearly there's friction between these two, which I'm sure is going to come to boil at some point soon. But Chaz has effectively said, Anoa'i's not here, I'm out. So Chaz looks to be going it alone and no longer tagging with El HiHo del Fantasma going forward. After this, though, we've got a simple one-on-one. Good old Tate Mayfairs. Love Tate Mayfairs. Taking on Mark Andrews. Apparently, Tate struggles to do 18 minutes, although I think I put this as a steal the show. That's probably why. But he doesn't get the win anyway, so it doesn't matter. Mark Andrews gets a nice solid win here with the shooting star press. A 64 from Mark Andrews, a 55 from Tate. You know, fair enough, it's fine. A 69, nice overall. But let's be honest, this show is building to that main event. We're going to see the debut, you could say, of New Blood as they take on 3 members of Syndicate. And that match is right now. And there we go, a 76. Nice. So in a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, it is Anoa'i... No, they're not called Anoa'i Global. I renamed them. What? Oh, they done me dirty there. I think it's because I didn't take them out. So I created New Blood, but I don't think I took them out of Anoa'i Global. We will correct that in between. But let's just ignore that. It is New Blood that get the win. The team of Madoka Kikuta, Diamante, and Ishiin, as they defeat Syndicates, Callum Newman, Lycos, and Lycos Jr. in 25 minutes when Kikuta pins Newman with his discus lariat. Looking at the numbers here, we've got some really good performances. Kikuta and Newman have just shot up 87s each. Ishiin and Diamante in the mid-70s, Lycos with a 74, and Little Lycos Jr. with a 67. Deserved better announcing apparently, so Alex Kozlov, do your thing, mate, come on. And there are hints of heel turns for Diamante and Ishiin, which are just going to happen eventually. I don't really care if there's a poor reaction. It doesn't impact the game too much. But yeah, 76 as New Blood stand tall at the end of our show. And that is how we end the show. But we do get a post-show announcement from William Regal that next show, so the same one in this episode, we will see El Hijo del Fantasma and Chaz Bett's one-on-one in the main event. And that is how we end the show. And we got a 74. As I told you, builds up to the main event. A good main event means good show. So yeah, not a great deal happened here. We haven't really built anything really towards the next show, but that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. Ignore the Anoa'i Global. It is New Blood who have made their mark. You know, they attacked their former leader, Joe Anoa'i, and now they are standing tall after defeating a pretty tough team of the Lycos Jim and Callum Newman. And of course, we're seeing the fracture already between Anoa'i Global. They're basically dead. No one's really left. And yeah, not much else to say on this one. So I'm just going to finish the show and I will make the adjustments to this. And I'll see you guys in the next Lariat League in London show. See you in a sec. And we are back. I have corrected the Anoa'i Global New Blood naming, but we don't see New Blood in this episode, so hey ho. Just to point out, we are in the nearly 6,500, just coming to our weekly shows now, so we are creeping up in that popularity. I'm going to need to try and find a way for us to get some popularity like across the world. So my main strategy is just to keep out for companies that are struggling financially, buy them out. So I've got some pop in Australia now, got a bit of pop in America thanks to, I think it's Beyond Wrestling. And I think when we bought out Rev Pro, that helped with like, Northern England, Midlands, places like that to give us a little boost as well. So, yeah, my strategy is just to buy out companies. But we need to stop doing that because we need to set up our own broadcaster, I think. Because at the moment, the size we are, there's still not any decent TV deals about. British TV companies aren't really interested in wrestling companies. And in order to get onto like Sky Sports, things like that in this game, your popularity needs to be a lot higher. So we're still slumming it in YouTube, which sucks, but hey ho. But we are here in the pre-show of this episode. Of course, this specific show, we have got the main event of Chaz Bett's taking on El Hijo del Fantasma, former tag team partners, former Anoa'i Global team members, now fractured. So yeah, we're hopefully going to get a good match between those two. But we are in the pre-show. Akira Tozawa, one of our more recent signings, taking on Cara Noir, who's been everywhere. He's been in almost every title picture possible. He's been in the tag team title picture with, the Swan and the Scotsman. He's had a Prince's title opportunity in the past. He's also been, he was in the London Zone final and recently had a King's title opportunity as well. So yeah, Cara Noir, been there, done it all. Not really finished anything, but he's been there at least. But he does get the win here in a really good pre-show match, which I kind of wish I threw on the main show, but he gets the win in 18 minutes with the package pile driver. A 75 from Cara, a 69 nice from Akira Tozawa, and Tozawa is getting better at his gimmick. Remember, in this company, Akira Tozawa is not the goof that you see currently in WWE, with the headband and the little shimmy dance. He's very serious in this one. He wants to get back to his sports roots, because I believe he started out as like an MMA fighter or something like that, or he's at least trained in it. So yeah, he's the Tozawa from like the original Cruiserweight Classic, which I might go back and watch. I might I'm doing that after this. I'm going to watch the Cruiserweight Classic because why not? But But moving on, we've got another pre-show match, and it's another one of these lady tag team matches. Just trying to see, who's getting better, who's getting worse. We've got some better numbers in this one. Debbie Keitel and Zoe Lucas get the win. They defeat Carmen Petrovic and Martina. Carmen Petrovic, someone I'm probably just going to get rid of eventually because, 28 is not acceptable for where we're at. I will keep her for now. As the pop grows, maybe she'll get better, but I don't know. But looking at the numbers here, Zoe Lucas and Debbie Keitel kind of on par with each other with 50. Of course, Martina would be a little bit better. She's a bit more seasoned, got a lot more experience and a lot more popularity as well. So yeah, good win here for these two ladies. Martina kind of just, being paired with someone who's incredibly attractive, but that's about it. According to the game, I've seen her in NXT. She's actually decent. Nothing special, just decent. But yeah. 52 overall, again, it's pre-show, so it doesn't matter too much. But again, we do want to just keep an eye on our kind of lower mid-card women's division. Heading into the main show, and we've got a little treat for you guys. Will Osprey is in action as he takes on and convincingly defeats Chuck Mambo. Osprey with a 90, my goodness. Chuck Mambo with a 56, but that doesn't matter because Osprey carries us to an 82. Got the show to a strong start. Osprey's got a hot new move as well. Love to see that. And yeah, Osprey just building a little bit of momentum himself after, suffering the loss against Drew Galloway. What was meant to be a one-on-one, but Anoa'i wormed his way in, and you could say caused Osprey to maybe lose. I don't know. Well, I'm sure it'll get revisited. We'll see. Following on from this, though, Charlie Evans is in action. The woman who was so close to being the inaugural London Siren champion is here as she defeats Dani Luna with the swipe left. Evans with a 74, really good performance here. She's one of the kind of top women we've got that are just crushing it right now. Dani Luna with a 53. Get that pop-up girl and you'll be crushing it as well. Got high hopes for Dani Luna. And yeah, really good women's match, 65. Post-match, Charlie Evans grabs the mic and says that she wants a shot at Yamashita. She put in all this work. She got to the final of London Siren match. She came out short against May Sarah, but she said that doesn't mean that I'm not deserving of a title shot. And who else in this division is better than me when it comes to women's wrestling? So I think I deserve that opportunity. And you know what? I'm not going to stop until I get it. So William Regal then responds and says, you know what, Charlie? You have been fantastic since you've come in. Rina Yamashita is open to accepting a challenge from anyone. So what we'll do is we'll have a number one contenders match next week that will include yourself and a wrestler of my choosing. And the winner of that match will go on to Ashes to face Rina Yamashita. Yeah, again, it's Regal on the mic. It's going to be great. A 75. Awesome. Moving on from this, we've got some singles action between Ashton Smith, if it wants to load, and Mark Haskins. And yeah, pretty good match. The numbers aren't insane, but 71 overall, I'll take that. In a decent match, it is Ashton Smith that gets the win with the dive catch GTS. Ashton Smith's kind of been down on his luck since losing the King's title to Drew Galloway. They had an insane rematch, but since then he's struggling to find his place in LLW. The London Zone Championship kind of eluded him, and then he's kind of been having this back and forth spat with Pac. And speaking of Pac, of course, Pac comes out to interrupt Ashton's post-match celebrations to let him know that next week in the main event of Lariat League in London, Ashton, I'm hosting another open challenge. So if you want to have another go at the belt, you know where to find me. So Pac, clearly knows that Smith is rattled by, Pac at the moment. He's kind of annoyed that he can't get that one over him. So, I mean, if anyone else tries to accept that open challenge next week, I'm sure Ashton Smith will have something to say about it. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Ashton Smith accepting that challenge unless someone else does jump in before him. But yeah, Pac just being the bastard that he is, I guess. After this, though, we've got a little announcement from William Regal, and he confirms that as per Ricky Knight Jr.'s request, he will be facing Madoka Kikuta, the new leader of the New Blood, at Ashes to Ashes for the Prince's title. So Ricky Knight Jr. clearly not done with Madoka Kikuta after, I believe, suffering a loss recently. So Ricky Knight Jr. always out to prove himself against anyone and everyone, and he's even willing to put his Prince's title on the line against the madman Madoka Kikuta. So yeah, lovely little segment here. Regal, of course, excellent on the mic, always averaging 75 plus. We got an 85 here, and that is our first, I think is our first match confirmed for Ashes to Ashes. I might be wrong, but we'll see. After this, though, we do head to the main event, but just before the main event, Sera has something to say. She just wants to proclaim that the Anoa'i Global is not dead. Even though our fearless leader, Joe Anoa'i, is not here anymore, the Anoa'i Global is not dead. We will still be looking to build the best team possible from the world's best athletes. So even though Chaz has said he's out, HiHo is still very much in as far as she's aware. Colby Corino is still here as far as she's aware. And that's it. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she's clutching on, straws here, but Sera proclaims that it is not dead. She will not let Anoa'i Global die, even though Joe Anoa'i is nowhere to be seen. So yeah, good little promo here from Sera, and this leads nicely into the match that is probably causing the rumours for the death of the Anoa'i Global faction. And it is a blowout match, you could say, between Chaz, Bett and HiHo. There've been growing frustrations recently between these two. Former tag team champions. Chaz was brought in to be the surprise tag team partner, or was it HiHo? One or the other. And yeah, they've just been growing apart. There's been frustrations. They both probably think they're better than one another. So what better way to find out than throwing them in a match? So the main event of tonight's Lariat League Wrestling, or Lariat League in London, is Chaz Betts taking on HiHo del Fantasma. Let's go. An 83, I will take that. Oh, they've got great chemistry. Love that. But in a match that had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, it is HiHo that gets the win. He defeats Chaz Betts in 22 minutes with the bridging German suplex, one of Chaz's kind of moves, as well as the German suplex. So, having a suplex off maybe. Chaz with an 83, awesome performance here, but a 92 from HiHo. My goodness. He's been in the company for a very long time. Never really had that chance at the top spot, but if he continues like this, who knows where he can go. The same with Chaz. We've got a really good crop of upper mid card ready for the main event wrestlers. And yeah, really good main event to end the show. Chaz is furious. He's visibly angry at this loss, and you can guarantee that this isn't the last time these two men face each other. But at the moment, it is 1-0 to HiHo del Fantasma. Someone I'm thinking of renaming soon, because it's just a bit, wordy. I might take a look on Cage Match or something, see what else he's been called. Maybe rebrand him soon, but we'll see. But yeah, that is how we end this one. And an 82, solid show. We got a really good opener from Will Osprey. Charlie Evans has made her claim at the women's Queen's title against Rina Yamashita, who seems unbeatable, let's be honest. And she gets her number one contenders match next week. Ashton Smith building some momentum back after some losses to Pac, but Pac reminds him, hey, the Open Challenge is back next week, and if you want in, you know where I'll be. So we can kind of guarantee that Smith's going to be involved in that somehow. We got our first match, I think, announced for Ashes to Ashes, which is Ricky Knight Jr. taking on the madman Madoka Kikuta for the Prince's title. And then, yeah, really good main event. HiHo and Chaz Betts, really good 83 rated. Yeah, I think that's it. We've got 2 more weeks until our next pay-per-view, so we're going to start confirming matches in the next couple of shows, as well as finally making a decision on what we're doing with the PWA Heritage title. So we will have that. There are some it's very interesting stipulation behind that belt that I've created, so you're going to have to watch this space to find out what that is. But that is it for this one, guys. Next episode there will be another 2 Lariat League and London shows, and then following on from that, episode 52 will be Ashes to Ashes. I'm excited, hope you guys are as well, And with that, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you all in the next one.